If you guys lacking coins for all the new cards that are out, then check out mulefactory.com. They're the cheapest site I've found for coins. They deliver in 5 minutes, and if you use TGC Kurt5 at checkout, you get 5% off your order. Check them out with the link down below now. What's up guys, Curtis here, and welcome to episode 2 of the FIFA 10 to FIFA 17 Legends series. If you guys didn't watch episode 1, then you need to go and do so, because there's 23 legends across these 2 episodes, and if you haven't seen the first one, you're going to miss out on 12 legends, and you don't want to be doing that. So if you don't know what this is, we're going to be looking back through FIFA 10 to 17 at legends who actually had normal cards in at that time. Obviously, Pele, Best aren't going to have cards, but Giggs does. There's players like that do. So we've got 11 more in this episode for you guys. So if you're looking forward to it, don't forget to smash that like button and, of course, subscribe if it's your first time watching. Thanks, as always, for the crazy support we've been getting on this series. I cannot quantify it, and it is absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, next up, first player, Paul Scholes. He started off in FIFA 10, of course, at Manchester United. He had an okay 82 rated card. I don't think you'd really be using it, but 89 passing, you know what, maybe you might. That's a pretty unreal card. 82 rated the following season too. His card didn't really change. Pace went down slightly, passing went down 1. Other than that, stats barely changed. FIFA 13 was his next card. He actually missed out on a FIFA 12 card because, if you don't remember, he retired and then came back out of retirement. But of course, the card that once he came out of retirement was a FIFA 13 81 rated card, and it wasn't that good. He then didn't get any other cards, and this year was his first year having a legend. We're going to move Scholes up though, and we're going to go to Cannavaro. My mum decided that it'd be a good idea to call me about 50,000 times whilst trying to record this video. But anyway, as we were saying, Cannavaro is next up on our list. And of course, in FIFA 10, that's his only normal card, which is a shame. But he had a pretty cool card in FIFA 10. 78 rated, 68 pace, 88 headed. That's a pretty boss card. Do you know what? I might even consider using that. Other than that, he had a FIFA 14 legend, which actually had slightly different stats. This is one of the few ones where they did change the stats. His pace went down 1 after his legend card. His shooting went down. His passing went down. Everything went down other than his dribbling, basically. So that's of no use to us, and that's all of his cards from then on. We're going to go on to Ryan Giggs next. I think this is a pretty cool one. It just makes me think like how fun it would be to have some of these cards in the game. But we're going to go back to FIFA 10. He had his left mid card, obviously at Manchester United. Some interesting stats. Some are good, some are bad. Would you use him? I don't know if you would. The following year, they gave him a card that looks like his picture's been taken at like a charity event. I don't get why. Why not use a player face of him? There's got to be enough of them. But he was still in left mid. He had an actual upgrade that year to 82. I seem to remember packing him and being quite excited. The Welsh flag is always cool. If you pack a Welsh player and it's like a walkout or something special, you're normally happy. I don't know. I just like packing players with like Bale and Giggs. Like, it was always sick. Anyway, FIFA 12, he had his 83 rated left mid. And FIFA 13, it got quite interesting because he had a cam card. He was playing in the middle now, and it's a pretty exciting card. I don't know if you'd really use it, but I think you'd use it more than that left mid, that's for sure. 66 pace isn't the best, but 83 dribbling, 84 passing, 76 shooting. I don't know, I kind of like the look of the card. The following year, he had another cam card, 80 rated this time. He was getting more and more of a hit, and really his card wasn't quite as special as it was. He's lost a bit more pace, he's lost some dribbling, which is a shame. But then we go back all the way up now to FIFA 16, and that's when he gets this left mid card. Both stats are the same on FIFA 16 and 17, and that is that. Now, Quan, Sebastin, Vern. This one is a real quick one. We haven't got much to talk about here. He's got his legend card. And in FIFA 14, he had a card playing for Estudiantes de La Plata. I'm pretty sure he's also playing for them in real life right now. I seem to remember reading something that he came out of retirement to play for them like last week. Because, yeah, 2017. And now the camera battery died. Everything is trying to go wrong. So, yeah, Vern, he's actually, I think he's like the director of football or something at Estudiantes. And, of course, that's the club where he started his career. And it's the club where he played like the last 10 years of his career. He came out of retirement to play for them again like this season. But, yeah, his only card in FIFA was FIFA 14 when he had the Estudiantes card. And we're going on to another Argentinian now. And this is a pretty exciting one. He's one that, of course, had FIFA cards quite recently. You can remember his normal cards, and that is Zanetti. We're going to go back to FIFA 10 when he had a right wing back card. A pretty cool card. 83 pace, good dribbling, good defending, very good going forward. Yeah, a fantastic fullback, exactly what you'd want. The following season, he took a bit of a hit to his pace, and he wasn't quite what you'd want. His rating rather went down. He's still a good fullback, but not as good as you would like. His stats weren't so good. FIFA 12, though, they moved him in the middle, and this is when it got quite cool. This is when I actually used him quite a bit. His card was okay, but FIFA 13 was when it was really top-notch. He had a 75 pace defensive mid card. It's an absolutely sick card. Well usable, and it's something you'd seriously consider using even now if you had a card like that in your team. They did ruin him in FIFA 14. They put him in right mid. Of course, that's where he was playing for Inter. I assume they were playing free at the back, but yeah, not the very best of cards, and that was his last season on the game. He's got 2 years now with legend cards, and that is the end of that. Moving on to Hernan Crespo now, one of the more exciting legends. A lot of people tend to use him, especially previous years. He's been very, very, very overused in terms of the cheaper legends. But he started off in FIFA 10 at Genoa, 73 pace card. His card is pretty awful. Other than that heading, it really isn't a very good card. You can't really see yourself ever wanting to use that. And it only went downhill from there, which absolutely sucks. FIFA 11, he had a 73 rated non-rare card at Parma. Obviously, Parma at the time was still in the Serie A before all the nightmare stuff happened there. But yeah, this card's awful, but the worst thing is, it gets worse. He gets upgraded back to a gold, but he has a 46 pace on his card. He looks ridiculously old there as well, and it's quite a shame. He definitely aged across those 3 years, that's for sure. And then he didn't return until FIFA 14, where he's had his legend cards for the last few years. His stats did change slightly. He got an increase on his dribbling, shooting, passing, and defending downgrade. But other than that, his stats have been pretty much the same. Next up, we've got Sol Campbell. This guy has an interesting little pass towards the end of his career on the game. So Sol Campbell, 86 rated now. If we look at his generations, if we scroll all the way down to FIFA 10, he has a Notts County card. If you guys don't remember, this was like the really short spell when Notts County had money. They got like Sol Campbell, I believe Sven-Göran Eriksson was the manager, and there was one other big money player. I can't remember who it was, but that was his FIFA 10 card. It was a silver. FIFA 11, he was actually at Newcastle. He didn't really play all that much, but a 65 pace card, not too bad. Then we move on forward to FIFA 14, and those are his stats over the last few years. Next up, we've got Pippo Inzaghi, a pretty interesting one. A very good card, actually. I don't know why I don't really use him. He's got good pace and good shooting, but again, it's a sad one. Some of these legends, it's really sad to look back at their last few years. If we look at FIFA 10, he had a 74 silver card at AC Milan. Following season, 75 rated with 70 pace and just a 75 rated gold. It's pretty sad. He gets upgrades every year. Fair play to him. He goes up by 1. FIFA 12, it's 51 pace. He's 76 rated, but 51 pace. You're never going to see anyone using that card. It's just awful. And then obviously he has his legend cards. Now, we're going to go on to Robbie Fowler next. A pretty interesting one. I was a little bit surprised that he actually had cards in the game, but then I remembered he also kind of did the tour of the world towards the end of his career. Robbie Fowler in FIFA 10 had a card at North Queensland Fury FC. I don't know if they're even still in the A-League because I don't think I've ever seen them. He had 53 pace, 73 shooting. Some of these are absolutely abysmal, guys. Following season, he moved to Perth Glory. He was obviously liking his time in Australia. Again, he has a picture in a suit. They like to give people suits in FIFA 11, didn't they? The card is just awful. It doesn't bear talking about. And then, of course, he has his legend cards now. Next up, I think it's quite an interesting one. It's Patrick Vieira. It's bizarre because obviously he's managing, I believe he's still at New York City FC at the moment. I'm sure he'll have a big job in management. But if we go back to FIFA 10, he had a silver card at Inter Milan. That's just nuts to me to think someone as unreal as Patrick Vieira had a silver card at Inter Milan. It's absolutely fantastic. 70 pace, the card's not very good, but defending and heading's alright. If he was to get like a couple of informs, he'd probably be quite a fun card to use. The following year, again, the card picture is worse. That's worse than the FIFA 10 picture. But he was at Man City, and this obviously led to him doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff at Man City. They love to take ex-Arsenal players, don't they? Mikel Arteta, Patrick Vieira, they all go behind the scenes there. But that obviously set him up for his career now for New York City FC, and I'm sure he'll be involved in the Man City franchise at some point. But yeah, not the best of cards, but pretty interesting nonetheless. And of course, he's gone on to be one of the most used legends for pretty much everyone. If you want a good central midfielder and you can afford him, he's one of your go-tos for sure. Last but most certainly not least is Gary Neville. Neville. Now, of course, he has had his legend card for a couple years now, but if we go back to FIFA 10, everyone seemed to start on silvers, all the old guys. He had a 64 pace right back silver card. It's pretty awful. You'd never see anyone using that, and I guess it's kind of the same for his FIFA 11 card. He has a gold card, 68 pace, 73 defending, 72 heading, not the best, and that was his last card until, of course, his legend cards. It's a shame he only has 80 pace. You're not really going to see him used all that much in Ultimate Team, especially when you could just use Zanetti instead, who's better in every way other than one physical. Guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. Smash that like button if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you ever so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.